Welcome to Remade in California. I'm Pattison. This is a show about reinvention, inspiration, and transformation. Tools you can use if you are launching a new career or business or reinventing yourself. Our expert guests help us explore new ideas, educational programs, and job resources available to you right here in California. Our lineup today includes successful underground women millionaires who are advocates in their own right for their power of mentorship. During the show, we'll meet Jennifer McLean, recent author of Spontaneous Transformation and an underground millionaire who believes mentoring is a big part of her company's success. Also this half hour, we'll talk with life coach and world traveler Lisa Haisha on her expanding cultural boundaries as an expression of mentoring. Our first guest says that mentorship is actually the way to grow your California small business. She is a recognized national speaker known as the Millionaire Maker, and she is a New York Times best-selling author, Laurel Langmeyer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So tell me, why is mentorship important to the success of small businesses in California?
You know, I think it's critical, Pat. I mean, to not only state of California, but having lived there, and it's a great state. I think every small business owner has to have a mentor. A mentor is someone who has walked the path before you. So their job, I think, and I've had mentors since I was 17. That was just a few years ago. So I've had mentors to help introduce me to people, to really help avoid costly errors. They're your connection point. They're your guide. And the thing I would say to most people that when you're getting a mentor, or looking at someone to be your mentor, is make sure they've walked the path that you want to walk. They have the result that you want. There's a lot of people who say they can do it, but really I want someone who's way out in front of the business and the space that I'm in. It's critical.
Yeah, and so they've been through, hopefully, the mistakes that you might make, they can warn you about them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you avoid the costly errors. They're going to, what I found with a lot of my mentors is the introductions to the people that are best in space, best in class. They can, leapfrog you. I always say what I get done in a year in my business because of my mentors, most people would spend 3 to 5 years getting done.
Right.
Whether it's revenue or hiring people, bringing on, I have a whole new hiring technique we'll talk about, as we get into the show, but it's critical.
So we usually think of mentoring as one-on-one. How does mentoring work for a whole business?
So I think for the leader is one-on-one, and then there's actually inside the companies. I've had a lot of clients in California where I was coaching the executives, and then I'd have very specific mentoring for the marketing teams or the sales teams, the operational teams, the accounting teams. So I think as an organization, they need the alignment of the mentoring and the coaching, as long as it's aligned to the values of the company.
So what's the best way to find a good mentor? What steps do you recommend in finding somebody that fits that unique piece of your business? So
I think if you're in the space of where you're in, like I'm in the financial, millionaire making, I help people and businesses grow. So I would have known very clearly who was advanced in my work. Like a copywriter wants to find a world-leading copywriter. If you're a florist, you want to find the person who's got the biggest and best distribution of, floral business. So I think, first of all, look inside your industry and who is the best of class inside your industry. I'm also a huge fan of joining your associations of whatever industry you're in. Right. And then through your associations and through referrals is how a lot of times I've gotten mine.
And so when you are looking for that mentor, what kind of things should you ask? Because I know you have a philosophy of being a service to your clients.
Absolutely.
And I know that maybe there are certain business people that might not have that same kind of bent. I mean, are those kind of things important, almost the personal fingerprint as well as the professional one?
I'm glad you asked that. I think it's critical. I think your personal values have to align with your mentor's values.
Right.
Every pro athlete, every great musician has a coach, so I would liken business folks, and it's amazing how many business folks don't have a mentor that is best in class. So I'd find them based on values, I'd find them on results. I think a lot of people are scared to say, like in my category of money, they'll say, well, are you a millionaire? You're a multimillionaire.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're hiring me to do, is help their companies, grow 7-8 figures. And so I'll show my balance sheet. I'll show that I have a result that I have created for decades. And I think I would advise the people that are watching, ask what you want to ask. And don't be shy of asking for their financials, for their background. I've had people do background checks on me as a mentor. I mean, you got to ask for what you really are concerned about and what you want.
Yeah, and a lot of what we talk about here is education, and particularly
Critical.
education in community colleges. Can,
Yep.
can a teacher be a mentor? Is that a viable role for a teacher?
I think that a lot of the community college and college teachers are great mentors. In fact, my son has actually worked with one specifically in a tutoring role, and then it really grew into a more of a mentoring role.
Wow.
And over at another like community rec center, someone that was a personal trainer for adults actually worked very, very closely with my son on his strength and agility training. So I think there's a lot of ways that the teachers can get very involved in the kids' lives. Absolutely.
Well, Laurel, thank you for being with us today on Remade in California. If you want more information on Laurel about mentorship and growing a small business, you can find her at asklaurel.com. Up next, why traveling the world makes you a good mentor. Stick with us.